Hello everyone, my name is Maddie, I'm 19 years old and I just finished high school, and today I wanted to give you guys some advice on choosing subjects and modules and kind of what you want to do in the future when you're preparing for high school. This story that I'm going to be telling you today is very personal to me, and the choices I made before high school and the choices I made in high school as well, choosing my modules, has affected my life in many different ways, and I'm really happy that I chose the decisions or did the decisions that I decided to do. There's a really exciting period of time coming up for most of you guys starting high school soon, and it is choosing your modules in the near future. And you might feel that choosing your modules is kind of like choosing what you want to be in the future, but I'm going to try to make that process a bit easier for you by telling you my own story. And I also got invited to the Women in Data's 2019 conference, and there I got to learn from a lot of women doing STEM jobs, what they did in high school, what kind of subjects they took, and why it's important to choose these kind of STEM-based modules if you're interested in learning about logic and learning how to think better. And I'll be explaining all of that throughout this video, so stay tuned for that. But thank you again to Women in Data for inviting me to their event. This video is not sponsored by them, but I wanted to share with you what I learned and what the women that I met taught me about their professions and their background and how they got to the places they are today. So without further ado, we'll get right ahead and get into the video. Let's go. I remember back in middle school, my school offered us a few electives to choose from for our one optional module of the year. And the aim was to let us young students try out different things to see what we liked and what we didn't. So in the first year of middle school, I chose to broaden my knowledge in the field of computer science and coding. We built robots, learned simple code through Scratch, and built one or two simple websites. And even though I ended up doing good on the subjects and enjoying the year, I felt like there were parts of me that still needed to shine through, I guess. So in the following 2 years, I ended up joining the student newspaper and have it as my elective. I really thrived in this elective. I love being able to use my knowledge of code and websites to customize a school newspaper landing page and give it an appealing design, whilst also having the opportunity to follow up with analytics and make content. I had found my plus me, as I like to call it. I had found something that I loved, being creative and curious on how to improve the website and make articles more appealing, whilst also loving and using logic. Without my understanding for code and statistics, which I learned through maths and the computer science module, I would never have been able to do what I did in the student newspaper and enjoy the module as much as I ended up doing. So I found my plus me, and one of them was this love of logic, and even though I didn't love the math subject and didn't love the computer science subject, I still found it really interesting, and I learned a lot through it that I could apply to other places that I love with all my heart but couldn't thrive in without the use of maths and computer science. So let's ask some of the professional women that I met at the Women in Data conference about their plus me's. Hi, I'm here with Helen Hunter, and she's a tech genie with Women in Data.
My plus me is the ability to tell stories based on data.
So I'm here with Belinda. She leads
Data and Analytics Management at Accenture,
which is amazing.
I like numbers. I wasn't one of those that wants to read and write history. I wanted to just crunch the numbers.
I'm here with Claire. She works in IBM in consultancy, right?
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
And for me, what's got me where I am today is I've got a real passion for everything I do. I've got a passion for people. I've got a real interest and appreciation and understanding of maths and data.
Do you have a rough idea of what your plus me is? Go ahead and comment it below, and maybe you'll inspire other people to find their plus me's too. If you haven't quite gotten it yet, here are some ways to discover your plus me. Firstly, think of what you enjoy doing. What kind of things have you done that gives you energy? It might be something you did in a project, in school, researching and using statistics to learn about something new, or using creativity to solve complex problems. Secondly, think about what you do that makes you lose track of time. It could be being creative and discovering new ways to do things, or discovering new ideas, or being creative in other ways, or it might be reading statistics to prove a really interesting theory. For me, I'm a really creative person, so I do lose my track of time whilst designing or drawing or using Canva online to make designs. But I also really love statistics. If you guys remember that guy, Hans Rosling, a Swedish sociologist, I believe. He might also be a statistician, I don't really know. He uses lots of these graphs to explain how everything is connected and demographics and all of this. And I also read this book. I enjoyed these two things, being creative and learning about statistics and using statistics to solve problems, so much that I kind of lose track doing it, and I do it on my free time. And thirdly, you can ask yourself what's something that is not directly linked to your favorite interests but that also excites you. This could be, for example, tracking your speed, incline, progress in running or cycling or any other sport, and it could tell you that you will have a +me interest in data, analyzing data, tracking, statistics, that kind of stuff. So go ahead and think a little bit about what kind of +me's you have. Enter high school and having to choose subjects again. I knew roughly what was my +me, however there wasn't really any modules that I could take that fully encompassed it. So I decided to do marketing and micro and macroeconomics, as I had an interest in learning more about business and consumer behavior using mathematical modules. Again, going back to my love of using logic to explain behavior. I also ended up choosing advanced mathematics, thanks to one of my teachers highly encouraging it and being very supportive of me. To be honest, I've never been particularly good at maths. I was always the one who kind of just managed to get through and did revise a lot at the same time. So I was very unsure whether or not to do the module. But here's the thing. After 3 years in high school of learning advanced maths and not pursuing it further in university, I learned that maths isn't necessarily about all the formulas you have to remember and calculations you have to do, but rather about learning how to think logically, learning how to approach and solve complex problems and how the whole process unfolds. And it is that is invaluable, and it fits perfectly with my +me, which is being logical. The same applies to other STEM subjects as well, like physics, for example, which can help you improve in non-STEM related subjects. So basically they improve your way of thinking and exploring matters more logically and approaching problems in a different way.
I did science subjects and I ended up doing engineering, but then I went into banking and now I do data. When you do STEM, you can do anything you want to do in the world. Yeah. It doesn't matter.
It opens up a lot of
It opens up everything for you, because when you learn STEM subjects, what it helps you do is have a logical approach to solving problems. And in this world, that's all that companies anywhere think about.
I love how you're like so passionate about it as well.
Oh, I am. And I am an ambassador for STEM. So
yeah. Oh, you are?
I am an ambassador for STEM. I am.
So you could be taking these STEM subjects in school and not going further with them, but still really benefiting from taking them. And it could also go the other way around, as was the case with Helen Hunter. What was your favourite subject in school growing up?
I'm not a mathematician. My favourite subjects at school were history and art. So what's the commonality between history and a career in data? So history is the study of people, what they do, how they think, why they act the way they act. And that's really what data's all about in the retail industry. It's about understanding why people are doing what they're doing, and on the basis of that information changing things to make it better for them. So I think my degree in history has enabled me to tell stories. That's what I do. I take data and information and I tell stories about it to drive change in our organisation.
So Helen studied history in school but is now working in data, and it kind of tells you how there's not just one profession that comes out of taking this one module. Whilst researching for this video, I discussed the theory of maths helping me in so many ways other than just the themes covered in our textbooks with my friends, and they all agreed. Maths and other subjects like physics teaches you problem solving in an invaluable way, which helps you in so many more fields than just those scientific. If that's something you're interested in, learning different ways to attack problems and improving your logical abilities, then definitely do choose or try STEM subjects, even though it's not necessarily something you want to work with in the future, because that's what I ended up doing and I do not regret my choice at all. Combine it with other things that you enjoy. But if you're interested in working in STEM related fields, here are a few of the professions that the women I met at the conference are working in. Hi, I'm here with this lovely lady from L'Oreal. What kind of thing is it that you do at L'Oreal?
So I'm a data analyst at L'Oreal. I've been at the group for about a year and a half, and my role is to manipulate and transform the data and provide actionable insights where it's actually valuable for the business to then go and make business decisions.
So I've spent the last couple of years building our digital nectar scheme that's now rolled out across the country. You know, you've probably seen your mum use a plastic card to collect points at the checkout. Well, we said, you know what, people aren't shopping that way anymore. People want to be digital, they want to use their phones. So we built a digital version of Nectar.
Developed a platform which is called Metropulse, which is basically the heartbeat of a city. So if you imagine a computer game called SimCity, having all of that data in one place, tweets, Instagram posts, etc., making sense of that, figuring out from that where to put an ice cream cabinet to get the most sales, I love that, and that's pretty cool, and that's one of the things that I've done as well.
So yeah, back to choosing subjects. Look at your plus me. What are some subjects that correspond to it? You're creative? Try developing your abilities with subjects like arts, marketing, entrepreneurship, engineering, or similar, coding, photography, etc. You're interested in behavior? Try history, sociology, psychology, economics, and more. And then see if you can add your own unique skills to maths and sciences. Use logic like you would in maths in marketing or psychology, or approach problems in a similar way you would in maths in history or photography. And lastly, I think it's really important to remember that the subjects you choose in high school is not a predictor of the profession you will have in the rest of your life. Choosing a module on psychology does not mean you have to be a psychologist. And choosing a module on maths doesn't mean you have to become a mathematician. Yes, it's worth planning a bit. If you are interested in business, definitely do business related modules, and if you're interested in being a doctor, then definitely do doctor or medicine related modules. But doing subjects in high school is much more about developing your way of thinking, gaining knowledge along the way, and discovering what you like to learn about and what you don't like. So keep that in mind when choosing subjects. Hopefully the advice that I just gave you and the story I shared about my subjects in high school and how I decided to choose them gave you a bit of an indicator of what you like. I'll leave a super easy to read summary down below of key points of what you should be doing and thinking about when you choose your subjects in school. Good luck with choosing. I have to choose my modules for university in 2 weeks, I think. So I'm gonna think about what my plus me is, what kind of stuff I like to learn, what I don't, and I'll see you guys around in a few weeks. Thank you so much again to Women in Data for inviting me to their event, and to all the amazing women that I talked to. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. My name is Maddie, and I'll see you soon. Bye everyone. Mwah.
Hello from my little dorm room, everyone. To find out more about how you can combine your maths and STEM subject skills with your plus me skills, register your interest at girlsindata.co.uk. We'll be launching in the spring of 2020. On the page they also have a video and a trailer for a video on girls choosing their subjects, so definitely watch that if you're interested. It's a really cute video. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.